Hello everyone from Texas. It's Grandpa Hickory saying hello. Hope you're all doing well, and I wish the best for everyone. We've got clouds here right now. I was listening to the morning team this morning, WBAP 820 AM, and Brad Barton, the weatherman, I just love him. I've been listening to him for about 45 years, maybe longer. That's how long he's been on. But he was talking about how that this is going to clear out. We're going back in the hundreds. So I'm back to praying for some weather changes to kind of change things up here, people. I don't do too well in the hot heat. My allergies acting up on me real bad. I got to do my walking and, got my lottery tickets. So I'm all set on that. I tell you, I sure need a financial miracle. I'll tell you that right now. I was walking this morning and one of my neighbors came out and talked to me. His name's Alex. And he told me, do you hear about that lady, Miss Susie? She's an elderly lady. She's been living here, I think, close to 20 years in these apartment complexes here. And I said, no. I was afraid it's going to be some more bad news because there's so many elders that are passing away or being put in nursing homes. So I was kind of dreading what he said, but I was really shocked when he told me. He said she was informed that they are not renewing her lease. She's being kicked out, in other words. Now this is somebody that's been paying rent for almost 20 years. Every month like clockwork. Do you see the mentality of people nowadays? I mean, this is just like at work, on jobs. Employers run employees off that have been there 20 years, that know what they're doing, and that actually make the company money. And this woman here, she's got so many people to move in here, good renters, that have stayed just about as long as she has. But they're all taken aback now. But anyway, she has nowhere to go. And they, from what I understand, he told me that she was going to have to move in with her daughter up in Oklahoma, that she hated doing so, but she's absolutely got nowhere to go. So she having to let all of her furniture and everything go and everything else. Isn't that sad? But the reason they told her was that they were not renewing her lease because they knew that she was not happy here. And I thought, uh-oh, because I've said this to a lot of people here in this complex. And Alex told me, he said, listen, you got to be careful who you talk to. You got to watch it. Well, come to find out, Miss Susie had a problem with somebody by the name of A.D., one of her neighbors, and she had went to the manager. And see, we got a manager. Managers nowadays, they're contractors. They don't want to fool with you, and they don't do manager jobs. They don't do it. They don't really bother with you. You just pay your rent and shut up and leave them alone. That's the way they are. And this manager here, I've dealt with her before. And I was so surprised when she ended up coming over here. And now she's manager over me again. So I'm like, uh-oh. Because she used to run people that were in the apartment complexes over in Joshua that were there over 20-something years. And she just run them off. Then they had trouble finding good renters. But see, that is the mentality of this end time hour that we are all living in now. I mean, people just don't care, man. They don't care. And they get a contractor in, and contractor don't care. All they want to do is make their money. They don't have time to fool with anybody, and they don't want to be bothered. Don't bother. If you got a problem with maintenance, just turn a ticket in on it and shut up and be quiet, and you'll handle it through them. Don't come to me. That's their kind of attitude that they have. Don't come to me and, well, you're the manager, and they got an emergency phone number. If you have a sudden water leak or whatever, you're to call the manager. Guess what? She don't answer your call. She don't answer the call. I don't care what problem you've got. She will not answer. You can text her and forget it, Jack. She's no reply. not going to get a response. And this is what's happening. I talked to my son. He told me, he said, Dad, that's everywhere nowadays. He said, these people that are taking over, they don't know anything about working. They don't want to work. They don't want to do their jobs. And they want to be left alone and make their money, and they want you to get out of their way. But he wrote, I'm kind of sweating things because I haven't got a new lease either. I haven't got a new lease either. So, but I just keep my mouth shut. And, you know, they automatically take the money out of my account each month. It's all they'll pay for the rent. I sure ain't going to call them and mess with them. I mean, I'm just keeping my mouth shut. Like I said, that's why I buy lottery tickets. You know, you can't win if you don't play. And I could sure use a miracle because I need to get out of here. What I want to do is I want my own place in the country, don't you? I love living off grid, and I love having a wood stove. And you know, I don't know if you remember String Bean and Grandpa Jones. They were on the Grand Ole Opry back in the early 60s and everything. They were very popular, and they were best of friends. They used to squirrel hunt. My allergies are acting up on me. And they'd go rabbit hunting, squirrel hunting. Well, man, they did everything I want to do, you know. They went fishing together. And see, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I mean, I'd be just happy as a Christmas tree. I'd love to have my own garden. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you like to go out on your front porch the early hours of the morning and see the sun come up? Be sitting there drinking your coffee, watching the birds, the wildlife. You talk about peaceful. There's just nothing like it anywhere. It's hard to describe the peace that you have and that you find in living off-grid. I don't like living in city limits. You know, I want to move. But anyway, I was going to tell you that. And hey, I went to Dollar Tree and I bought these things here. And, you know, there's only 2 of these in here. And Dollar Tree ain't no dollar anymore, people. Dollar Tree ain't no dollar anymore. I wasn't happy with it all. I got a little bitty pizza. I don't normally buy pizzas. But this was called a Supreme. And it was about, I guess about 10 inches round. And really, it's like a big slice, really. But it's a round. And I ate that yesterday evening for supper, and it was really good. Been a long time. I hardly ever eat pizza. And I mainly eat my mush, you know, my vegetable, my chicken meat stew. I put canned vegetables and my canned chicken in, and I do that. But that's what I do. And listen, I'm really concerned about my daughter. She texted me this morning. She's not doing good at all. She's trying to get into a doctor. You know, she's so much like my wife. My wife was such a wonderful helpmate. And I'd go to work and she'd tell me I'm going to have to move the furniture around. I told her, well, don't move the furniture until I get home from work or you'll hurt yourself. And you don't want to get a hernia. You can get them inside at different locations. In your side, your belly. Wait till I get home. Don't try to shove this heavy furniture. Okay. Well, I went to work, got home. She had completely moved all the furniture in the house. And yes, she was hurting. Well, my daughter and them, they just moved. And now they're settling in where they moved at. And she's moving heavy furniture. Well, now she's hurt. She's hurt bad. And I'm afraid it sounds to me like hernias. But it sounds to me like she's got quite a few of them. And see, you tell a female don't, but they're so precious. They love us so much that they want to get in there and help us. And I sure miss my little wife. I really do. You that have lost your spouse, your loved ones, hey, I'm right there with you. I know exactly what you're going through. I cried for 5.5 years. I mean, at the drop of a hat. And I never had really cried before. I mean, I was always raised up and taught that a man don't cry, that only females cried. But I'm going to tell you something. When you lose what I lost, you'll cry. We were married 44 years, and I'm firmly convinced that she was an angel sent to me. God knows what we all need and what is best for our lives. And we have to trust Him and wait on Him. So many people rush in and make mistakes, and like nowadays, since the hippie generation, the young kids nowadays, they just live with each other. Nobody has any morals. They all got morals of snakes. And when you try to tell them that it's wrong, they'll cuss you out and tell you that you're old. And when you try to talk to them about God, they'll argue with you and stomp right off. Because they were never taught about God. Their parents never prayed with them. Their parents never read the Bible or Psalms with them. And at Christmas time, sit around the Christmas tree and read the Christmas story. And each one give a testimony about what God's done for them and everything. And how thankful they were for what they were getting for Christmas and for their mom and dad. And we would do the same thing Thanksgiving. We would have our children give thanks, and they would tell what they're thankful for. And I'm going to tell you something. The people grown nowadays, they don't know God. And when a person doesn't know God, it's like a compass without a needle. You've got a round compass, and you've got to have that to find your way. And you get it out, because you got to have it right now. And you look, why, there's no needle. I don't know which direction to go. You just described today's generation, today's young people. And listen, I talk to them. They're precious. They're intelligent. A lot of them, they're just as good and good-hearted as they can be. But there's so many of them that they don't think anything about shacking with somebody for 5 years, and then when they've had enough, they just get up and walk off. I'm going to go get me another girl. Or I'm going to go get me another woman. That's what snakes do. Snakes crawl out and go get them another snake, and they crawl out, get them another snake. That's why they're called snakes. They're reptiles. But the young people nowadays are extremely intelligent, and I love them very much. I talk to quite a few of them. I pray with them and pray for them, and they are extremely intelligent, and I'm proud of them. I'm going to tell you something. This generation we got now, they're kind of looking around, and they're waking up, and they're realizing, I can't say it, but the people in charge in Washington, D.C. that have destroyed our education in the United States of America, our institution of all education, and have instilled and installed woke teachers that teach their political doctrine of hatred. And I've talked to so many younger children going to school nowadays, and they don't even know what bathroom to go to. They don't even know if they should go to a woman, a ladies, or a man, boys or girls. They don't know what to do. And that's sad, friend. This thing ought not to be. And they're not taught anything about history. I've talked to quite a few young people. They're not taught the Constitution because those people in Washington, they don't want them knowing the Constitution. They don't want them knowing that they have any rights. It's in their best interest to keep them dumbed down so they can rule them and run them and take from them and just tax them. That's why, I heard them talking on the radio. I listened to a different liberal channel every now and then just to see what they're saying. And they were talking about how that soon everyone will own nothing, but everyone will be happy. Did you know that's what Adolf Hitler told the people of Germany? And did you know that Adolf Hitler had all the people in Germany, even the children, put on barbiturates? It was speed. And this is what he did. And to hear them say the same thing, oh, friends, what kind of a future do these young people have nowadays? God help them all. But I'm going to tell you something. They're fed up with employers. I mean, employers took their pensions away from them. They got this scam 401k. And these kids are putting two and two together. I've talked to them and told them they take 87% out. Yes, they do. They take right at about 50% taxes out. And then you got to pay all these fees to these people that are taking care of your 401k account. You'll find out when you start drawing from your 401k, they're making fees. They charge you fees for everything they're doing. They take it from you. So it's just a scam. It's a crying shame. I wish that I'd put my money instead of in a 401k. And I tell everybody, I'm not giving financial advice here. I'm just saying the people close to me that I know would think, okay. Any road, what I wish I had done, and I would do now today, if I was in the job market working today, the job environment, I would put my money into stocks that pay dividends, like AMCR. That's one of my favorite ones. But listen, I hope you're enjoying your coffee. I'm enjoying mine. So much to talk about, isn't there? So very many things happening in our day, the time that we live in. But listen, you have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. And I dread the heat coming back to Texas. I really do. I really do. I'm praying for a weather-changing event that will happen again. I'd like to see rain clouds come back in. I know it's August. I know it is. I know it's summertime. Well, hey, you have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye for now.